Wow. I really don't even know how to start a video again because it's been so long. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, I know. Long time no see. It's been a long time coming, but it's coming from my heart. Okay, I'm done. I had a little Usher moment. But yeah, where the heck have I been? Honestly, I don't even know how to start this video, honestly. As you can see by the title, Am I Okay? This is probably, well, this is pretty much based on what I've been going through these past couple of months, these 6 months. Well, yeah, since I haven't like actually sat down to record, which was back in like May. That was the last time I picked up the camera to record and sit down and do something. So, yeah. So it's currently October, and I feel like this has been one of the, I don't want to say the hardest months of my life, but it's been a challenging month. It's just been crazy, honestly, beyond crazy. So I think I want to start back in August, honestly. So in August was probably one of the busiest months of my life, feels like, well, of this year. We had a lot going on. I had a lot going on with work and stuff of that nature, and I finished up school. So I did summer school. I was supposed to do both sessions, only did one session, and I did the second summer session. I only had one class, and even that was a lot on top of trying to stay on stuff at work. Honestly, it was a lot. I remember like just being so tired, and I took a film studies class, so I would have to watch a movie, do a film analysis, do a discussion board. It was an online class, so I remember like watching movies at like 8 and staying up till 11 to try to finish the movie, to do my homework, and just falling asleep during the movie, then having to rewatch it. You know, it was just, sorry, I keep scratching my eye. It was a lot, and I was just like, Lord. But it was a very interesting class, and I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the film. Well, a good 75% of the films that my instructor chose. And like each was based on the reading that he assigned us, and I just learned a lot about movies and genres and the history of film, and it was really intriguing. I honestly would not mind like taking the class again, or like getting the materials from the class to really hone in on what I was being taught, because it was really helpful information. Nevertheless, we press on. So yeah, so beginning of August I had finally finished up school, but like our church had our very first young adult conference. Woo woo. And we had Sarah Jakes Roberts and Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts and Pastor Torrey Roberts come to the church and minister, and it was great. So I had a lot of, being a part of the media and marketing team, you have a lot of stuff to do to push the event, to get people to know, to get people to sign up. I'm also part of the young adult ministry at my church, so we were hosting it, so I was involved in that as far as ministry goes, involved in the work in marketing and media production of that. And then I also had to speak at the conference. Me and one of my good friends, we led or taught a session within the conference, and we were honored and privileged to be chosen for that. So it was just like a lot going on. So that was like the last 2 weeks of July, doing all that, finishing school, and then the first week of August was the conference. So when I tell you what, we was pushing it, like, not pushing it, but I'm saying like as far as working, like we were working to the very last minute. Like we were working during the conference, before the conference, and after the conference just a little bit. So we got through that. And when I tell you, sis, I was dog tired. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to stand on my own 2 feet. So fast forward the week after that, literally the week after the conference, I'm also a youth leader amongst our youth ministry with the teens. I serve with the teens, high school, middle school, and I'm privileged and honored to do that. And I love my kids. I haven't seen them in a while, but I'm gonna get to all that. So every year we plan a special summer camp, and we take them literally into the wilderness and spend a week with them and just pour the love of God and the knowledge of God into them and allow them to have fun. That was cool, but the amount of energy that it takes to do that. So we're literally like running almost more than 12 hours a day with these kids. So for the leaders, from like 6:30 a.m. till about 2 a.m. we're up and running with these kids. Okay, good. They give us a run for our money. But anyway, even though it's enjoyable, it's very draining. It was a lot. I didn't know how I was going to recover from that. And because they switched the dates like last minute, because I had already taken the time off like 3 months prior, and they switched the date, so the day that I would have had off to recuperate, I didn't have off, so I literally had to be at work the next day, and I was just like, so again, dog tired, wiped out. Then the following week we had to prepare for College Sunday. Things needed to be done for that. Then the very next week we had our FX Sunday, or our Launchpad service, which is one of the hypest youth ministry wide services. Like, the youth run the whole service, and so that means they need leaders, they need rehearsals, they need videos, everybody's involved, dancers, steppers, readers, greeters, everything. So being a part of youth ministry, and also just being solely responsible for a lot of the media at the church as far as like video editing is concerned and putting stuff together, again, my plate was very full. So after we got through all that, I was just trying my best to rest. Fast forward to September, after all the smoke and dust had cleared, I was just like exhausted to the point where I was so tired. Like, I honestly thought I was going through a depression, because I was just so unhappy, and I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to get out the bed. And I thought it was a depression, but it honestly probably was just burnout. Realistically, I didn't have a whole lot to be depressed about, but I was just unhappy, put it that way. And when you know how like you try to diagnose yourself and you put symptoms into Google, and Google's like, oh, you're clinically depressed. And I'm just like, oh, well, I'm depressed. So that's really what I thought. And like at that point, I was kind of, I guess you could say I was like a little weak in my faith, because I was like, I've been running. I haven't had time to pour into myself or to be poured into. So I thought I was battling a depression. So, and I just still had a lot outside of everything that I was doing. I still had other projects and things that needed to get done that was on my plate. And I just, you know how like when you eat a lot of stuff and you sit at the table and there's still stuff on your plate, but you're just so full and you're like, I don't even know how I'm gonna do all this, but I can't waste this. Like, what I'm gonna do, you know? And some of that stuff, it just turned into leftovers. I had to put them in the fridge until I could eat it. But a lot of the stuff was still stuck on my plate that I couldn't get rid of. So I thought I was like depressed or whatever. But I was just like, well, I'm just gonna, deal with this and just be done with it. So I want to say from mid-August till now, I was like, social media is one thing that I definitely don't need on my plate right now. It's like, I love everybody and I want to be involved in their life. I want to know what people are doing like close to me, because this is the only reason why I use like social media to like keep up with my friends and stuff like that, because yeah, I don't know, it's just easier for us that way, especially like when we have a lot of my friends have like busy lives. So like when we posted stuff like and laugh at stuff, that's our way of still staying connected, which is probably not healthy or not a good excuse even when you're super busy. But yeah, I was just like, I can't deal with social media right now. It's a distraction, and that's something else that I don't need on my plate right now. So from mid-August to now, have not gotten on any social media. Well, I'm gonna get to that. But yeah, so like mid-September, I was like, it is what it is. I'm just like, I'm gonna truck through this. And a lot of my burnout was from like everything that happened from like July until the beginning of September, and I started school. And this year I was a full-time student. Keyword was. I was taking 4 classes, so like Tuesday, Thursday were 12-hour days for me, and then Monday, Wednesday I would work from 9 to 5 and then go to class from 6 to 9. And then I'd be up at like 7 the next morning, or like 6, 7 to get ready to get to class at 8, and then I wouldn't be done until 9 that night. So I was doing that all of September and half of October. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to all that. So I was just really, really drained and tired, and I guess I was just like really hormonal and just not feeling the best. Like I was just very, what's the word, moot. Like you just kind of, I just kind of felt like I was in a shell of myself. Like I feel like I was just like existing but not living. That's how I felt. And I was just very like, I was doing the best that I could, and it was a lot. So I want to say I finally finished some things that I could like take off my plate, and it made me feel better. Like my personal plate projects and stuff like that. I could finally be done with that, and I was happy to be done with that. So I did decide to get on Snapchat like toward the end of September, really. And pretty much I didn't post a whole lot. I was just letting the saints of God know that follow me, like why I've been gone, why I've been dipping, why I'm not on social media. You know, because I was really in a good place at that point when I got back on social media, because I was just like, you know what, God, all of this is in your hands. I'm giving this to you. You wouldn't put anything more on me than I could bear. So I felt a sense of peace. And I was just like, my goal is just to keep that little piece of peace that I felt, to keep that alive within me, inside of me, no matter what it took. I was just like really trying to crack down on pouring back into myself. I was, you know, listening to more sermons. I got myself a new Bible. I was reading multiple devotionals, like in my scriptures, all that. Reading or listening to audiobooks that could help increase my faith, because I was just feeling weak and out of whack. Yeah, so I want to say, so from like so like mid-September to like the first week of October, I had peace. And then the first week of October, I lost all that peace. Pretty much I ran into a very unexpected situation. And it was just like another blow, because I'm just like, what? Like, what? And the thing to me, it took me off course because I was so far removed from it, that the fact that it resurfaced in the way that it did, I was like, wait. So me being me, I was like, when the situation happened, initially I was hot. I was hot. I was an emotional wreck, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. You literally gotta be kidding me. And stuff like that has the tendency to carry me extremely low. And I was just like, I can't afford to be any lower than I've already been these past couple of months with everything that's been on my plate. So yeah, I just didn't deal with it, flat out. I just know how things could be manipulated and twisted to look one way when it's another way. And I was like, for that reason, I ain't saying nothing. Because it's going to take one sentence for me to say something, and it be twisted and turned into something else. And it just gets bigger. It's like a snowball effect. Like the thing just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I will not do it. So I put it on the back burner. But I was like devastated for like a couple of days. And I was just like, okay, Ariel, you have so much on your plate that you don't have time to literally sit here and sulk and try to figure your way around this. Give it to God for right now. Give it to God, let it go, and put it on the back burner and do what you need to do. So that's what I did. So past all that, We just celebrated our pastor's 30th pastoral anniversary. Big events like that require a lot because there's a lot of presentations, a lot of stuff that wants to be said and done, and it's time consuming. And yeah, so I had all of that on my plate on top of being a full-time student with 4 classes. And not to mention, I had to prepare my first short film. I'm gonna get into all that. Had to prepare my first short film. And a whole lot of stuff I had a script, it was solid, and then it was like, boom, 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 you need actors. I was like, what the heck? Like, I barely had time to I just felt like I was so unprepared. And honestly, I feel like, I love my professor, but I feel like he didn't give us enough time to try to do all that. It was like, he's like, okay, you got the script, start casting. I'm just like, whoa, wait. And like all the film dates were already set up. I'm just like, we should have been doing some of this stuff in like the beginning of September, so that way October we could be focused on actors and November we can shoot. Like, that's how I pictured it. It didn't happen that way. So long story short, that was falling through the rocks. Like, I couldn't find the specific actors and actresses that I needed, so I had to literally rewrite my script to a whole different story. But you know, that's the thing I love about God. He works all things together for our good, and yeah, things work together for my good. That'll be another story for another time. So I got through that. So I got through my pastor's anniversary, got through my first shoot successfully. And even in the middle of that, so in the middle of my pastor's anniversary and the shoot, things were going completely haywire. First, I was like scrambling and trying to get stuff ready for the shoot. Then there was a whole spiritual attack on my family, and I broke at that point. I wasn't like on the phone with a friend, but like we were messaging each other through like the audio messenger and the iPhone feature where you can, you know, talk it and send it. And I'm just like in shambles. I'm just like, I can't take it anymore. I literally cannot take it anymore. And so my family was under spiritual attack. I was just like, all right, I need all hands on deck. I need you to pray because I can't handle this. I am falling apart. I cannot carry this on my own. But another part of me was like, okay, devil, it's one thing for you to mess with me. There's a whole nother thing for you to mess with my family. So I had to buck up. I was like, okay, I'm calling in all the reinforcements. And my dad said something so profound about the situation, you know, a little later down the line. And he was like, you know, what's profound about gangs is like when a gang member is attacked and they survive, they go back and get reinforcements. So I went in and got my reinforcements because I was like, I ain't got time. So every prayer group that I could depend on within my church was like, I'm like, pray for my family immediately. Now I need all prayers, please. So yeah, so I was getting through that, making sure my family was straight, because like, I don't play with my family, okay? Because then we gonna be fighting. Couldn't even get my words together because like I don't play. That's where I draw the line. You could come at me, you could say whatever about me, but you bring my family into this, I gotta clip you. All right. So I was dealing with that. 2 days before my shoot, and still dealing with that, I was just trying to find a little bit of peace. All I wanted was some wings from Wings Over Greenfield. And my car had been having trouble earlier that week. And they were saying that like there was something wrong with the battery terminal or something like that. It was like, if your car ever don't start, just jingle it and it should start. So I did that a couple times, like 2 days prior, and the car cranked up fine and I didn't have any more trouble with it. Thursday, while I'm trying to get some wings, I get out the car, I get to the wing place, I order, I go in my car, wait, I go in, I get it, my car won't start. Like, it's like, it cranked up like a couple times, like not cranked up, but like you can hear the engine revving, but then it just went completely silent and would not do anything. And I was like, the devil is a liar. So like I'm out there like toggling the battery terminal, got the hood up. I'm trying to make it do what it do. I'm just like, car start in Jesus' name. Car start in Jesus' name. I just want to go home. I want to eat my wings. Not to mention I had over $5,000 worth of camera equipment in the back of my car. And I'm stranded at the wing place. And I'm just like, why God? Just why? Why? So, long story short, my car starter was broken. So I called my dad. He's like, well, call your mom, see if you can jump the car. She come. We can't use her car battery to jump my car because like the way her car is made, there's like a cover over the engine or the battery rather. And so like, I guess unless you're a mechanic, you can't remove it. So she left because she had to take my brother somewhere. I was like, well, there's no point in you being here right now. And you may have something to do. Go forth and be great. So I called my brother. My brother is on the way from the state fair. And that means he's on the highway. He's not going to be to me till another 20 minutes. He comes. I had jumper cables. We tried to jump my car. My car would not start. So I'm calling my dad. My dad is at a soccer game and can't help me. Because he's a soccer referee part-time. So I'm just like, okay. Wow. Really? This is what we're doing? This is what we're doing? Okay, fine. So I was like, you know what? I'm just sick of this. Whatever. I didn't want to have to pay for my car to get towed. Because God, I was just like, it's just so expensive to get your car towed. So anyway, I ended up calling a towing company to come get my car. And I was just going to have him take it to the house. But apparently the guy said he knew of what I was talking about. And I guess he had mechanical expertise. So he came, he looked at my car. He made adjustments to the battery terminal. We still couldn't get it to start. He looks under my car. He's like, it's your starter. And I'm just like, oh my God. So he's like quoting me prices. He was like, $253 plus labor, blah, 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 $400. And I'm just like, well, first it was like $353 and including towing. I was like, then he was like, I can get it done for $260. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do that. So the guy ends up, he was a nice guy. Great guy. I was nervous because I'm always nervous. Young female by myself. I mean, my brother was there, but still. I don't know about car stuff. And, you know, some mechanics get a bad rap, you know, that they're just trying to take all your money and stuff. I had to call my mom back. Because I had to get all that equipment out of my car because I needed it this weekend. I didn't know when my car was going to be available for me to even use it again. So I called my mom back. We got all the equipment into her car. I had a whole bunch of stuff in my car, which is already embarrassing enough. So I had to transfer all that stuff from my car to my brother's car to my mom's car. Got home. I was just so agitated. I was so agitated. So the guy takes my car. Come to find out, the guy is based in Washington, which is 45 minutes away from me. I'm just like, and my dad was like, Washington? Why did you get out to Washington? I was like, first of all, I called a Greenville number because I typed in towing trucks near me. It was a Greenville number that transferred to a Washington number. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. Long story short, he's like, I should have it done. Your car will be ready by lunch tomorrow. Don't even worry about it. I got you. So I called him around lunchtime. And at this point, I'm getting my hair done. So I had to borrow my brother's car. He was nice enough to let me borrow his car. Because I was like, my life feels like it's already in shambles. I'm not going to be walking around looking crazy. So while I was getting my hair done, I called him. And he was like, so more bad news. We was like, we couldn't find the piece that we wanted to get you for X amount of blah, 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 all this other stuff. So pretty much all I understood was the price was going up. And so it went from $260 literally back to $400. And I was like, so anyway, long story short, and he was just like really adamant about getting it done. And I understood because I told him like I really need my car because I do so much literally for work, school, church, all that. I need my car. So anyway, he ended up getting it fixed that same day. It was like a Friday. So he got it fixed Friday night. I was like, hey, you can come pick it up. I was like, honestly. And then it was like so much drama. It was like trying to get me to my car. My brother didn't feel like it. My mom had stuff to do. I was just like, don't worry about it. I'll pick up my car tomorrow after my shoot. Even though I freaking need my car. It's okay. Don't worry about it. So yeah. So long story short, I keep saying that. It's not a short story. Anyway, after the shoot, later on that evening, which was Saturday, I went and picked up my car. And I came, yeah, and then life went on. So, it was just like a lot. And we're literally at the very last week of October right now. And, so all the stuff that I had put on the back burner, I had to address. And part of me just didn't even know, excuse me, part of me didn't even know how to address it because it just seemed, it was just a very delicate situation, but somehow, some way, I knew everything was going to fall on me, and that's exactly what happened. I had two choices to make. I was like, am I going to let the situation and the thoughts of what people may say, do I let that break me down, and do I change who I am? And, you know, I just really just kept it before God, because I was like, God, I literally have no words for this. I was like, there's a couple ways that I could respond, but it wouldn't have done me any justice. So, I got some wisdom on it, and I was just like, you know what? There's nothing I can do other than apologize for the little part that I played. And honestly, like that, the crazy thing is I was so far removed from it, and I literally, I happened to be brought into the situation several times, and I couldn't understand why when I really was far removed from it, but that's neither here nor there. So what I did was I apologized for it, and I let it go. And I decided to have peace with myself about it and just give it to God, because T.D. Jakes said something very profound. He was like, if you inhale, he said life is this breathing, inhale, exhale, and in order to continue to live you have to inhale, exhale. If you don't ever exhale, you can't live. And he was like, sometimes we have to breathe stuff out as soon as we breathe it in, otherwise we will kill ourselves. And this was a situation that I had breathed in, but I had a hard time exhaling because there was just so much. It's so much on my end of the spectrum. There was so much. And I was like, if I hold on to this literally will destroy me. It will destroy me. And the best option for me was to gracefully remove myself from the situation. There's no bad blood. It is what it is. And I'm not going to say I'm okay. I'm still processing it. I'm still handling it. And it's the way that it happened, how it happened, it was not ideal. And it was very unexpected. But that's all I have. Yeah, that's been my life for the past couple of months. And I feel like right now the best thing for me is just to let God be God and follow him and be led by him. There's so much more stuff going on that's coming my way, so I just got to be mentally prepared for that. Oh yeah, so yeah, along with a lot of the other devastating stuff that was happening, I found out that I won't be able to graduate this year. Well, I'll be able to graduate, I wouldn't be able to graduate next summer, May 2020, which was when I was planning to graduate. I'll still graduate next year, but not during the summer. So that carried me back. I was just like, okay. So, and then that was that. And then I was having anxiety attacks to the point where like I would literally have to like pull over on the side of the road, catch my breath, and calm down because my mind was on like 3,000. So like all that was like happening in like August, September, like September-ish, like the whole finding out about school thing that happened like in October, mid-October. So it was just like a plethora of things like the enemy was just trying to destroy my mind and all of this. And if he has your mind, you can't walk in your purpose. You can't do what God called you to do. And I never understand why some things happen the way that they do. I feel like everything that has happened or transpired within my life these past couple of years will come full circle, and it don't make sense why some things had to happen in order for me to get where I'm going and to be who I'll be when I'm there. So I just, at this point, just, you gotta count it all joy. And so yeah, so it's been a lot going on. And as soon as like I'm not considered a full-time student anymore because I dropped a class because I was like, I can't do this. But I was gonna keep trying, but I was like, I literally cannot do this. And yeah, so I'm just thankful to have had the support of my family and my friends and my church fam. So I'm here. I'm just in a very freeing but weird place. I'm just trying to just stay focused on God, and you know, yeah, I just haven't had a whole lot to say to everybody. I'm hoping that this isn't the last upload before the new year. I have a couple more things that I like to do, some more content for you, but we'll just see how everything goes. And that's that, honestly. I'm just trying to, it's just a lot of stuff it's just heavy. I've just been trying to like really like just be okay. Honestly, I'm just trying to be okay. And you know, being there for my family. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. So yeah.